latest breaking news from the Las Vegas Review-Journal. Sponsored by Michael Gaughan's South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa.
Good morning, I'm Renee Summerhour coming to you from the Review-Journal studio. Video obtained by the Review-Journal Sunday night, February 27th, shows Nevada Governor Steve Sisolak and First Lady Kathy Sisolak being accosted by at least two men at a Las Vegas restaurant. As of Monday morning, the Review-Journal has not been able to confirm the date and time of the incident. It appears to have happened at the Lindo Michoacan restaurant on West Flamingo Road. Here's the full 1 minute long video showing the incident.
Right? That's amazing. I can't tell you what a piece of you are.
Sorry to hear that.
You New World Order traitor piece of. You're in here without security? Woo!
I want to second that.
Yeah, you piece of. I'm surprised that you have the balls to be out here in public, punk. Out here without a cop, out here without security? Woo! You got balls on you, boy. I'm not moving.
Wait till we find all the money that flowed his way from.
Oh, man.
Yeah, hiding the hydroxy.
Oh, you in trouble. Let's go. Yeah, you better get the out of here, Sisolak.
Probably a good idea to go somewhere else.
Where's your security at, huh? Huh? Where's your, don't touch me, lady. Where's your security at? Huh? You want to sell us all down the river? You working for China, piece of.
It's called
you traitors. We should string you up by lampposts right now, boy.
Sure. Do you know what they do to traitors?
They hang them.
Traitors.
That's right, Patriot.
I think it's awesome.
You running into a Patriot now, huh? Huh? Where's your security at?
You just watched the video of Governor Steve Sisolak and his wife being accosted by at least two men at a Las Vegas Mexican restaurant. The video was obtained by the Review-Journal on Sunday night, February 27th. No one at the restaurant could be reached late Sunday. To learn more on this story and for more updates, log on to lvrj.com or our RJ mobile app. I'm Renee Summerhour. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you again on 7 at 7.
You've been watching breaking news from the Las Vegas Review-Journal. Sponsored by Michael Gaughan's South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa.
Folks, we're back. This is Steve Sanson and Stephanie Phillips of Veterans in Politics. Today we have Justin Andersch. He is supposed to be a candidate for sheriff, and apparently the county disqualified him. But we're going to have Justin talk about that. And he is also the individual that accosted Governor Steve Sisolak from the Mexican restaurant. But before we get to Justin, Stephanie, have any rants?
I do. So I read today the California Assembly. It passed through the Health Committee today.
Like you're here, by the way.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. AB 2223 has been approved and is going to go for a vote. And it's called the Infanticide Bill, where they are allowing babies to be killed or die 28 days after they're born. Yeah.
Really?
And they want to take away the ability for the coroner to come in and do any kind of investigating of why they died and all of this. You can't sue anybody. It's the most horrific thing that I read today. And they're pushing this through. And of course, a Democrat wrote the bill. Mm-hmm. And it's going through, and they hope to pass this in California.
Through California?
Yeah. Uh-huh. AB 2223.
It's not a federal, it's a state.
California. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they're another country anyway. I don't know about them. I cringe when I drive behind a California plates.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're so slow.
Anyway, I was horrified when I read that.
Well, I just wanted to thank all the panel members and moderators and all the staff and the AV guy, Mark Jonas. Hi, Mark. Thank all those people for helping us with our endorsement interview process. Tomorrow will be day number 14. And then we'll be done with Southern Nevada. And then on Friday, we get on a plane and go to Reno and help the Northern chapter out with their endorsement process on Saturday. So we're still going at it. But I just want to let folks know that I do not, I'm going to say it again, I do not vote to endorse a candidate within the state of Nevada. I do not vote to endorse a candidate within the state of Nevada. So all the endorsements that was done, that's by the panel and the members, and I don't endorse anyone. I present the endorsement and I go with whatever the organization goes with. And some of the endorsements have been surprising. So I'm just saying. But anyways.
Wait, can I just say something?
Sure.
Along that line. You know, you have put yourself out there for years and years in the political world, and you've brought all these candidates here, and you do all this for nothing.
Zero.
I mean, nothing, zero. And I've been a part of the interview panels, so I see how it works, and I know that you don't vote. I see how the whole process works because I've been involved. And sometimes when these candidates get upset at you because of the way the endorsement went, it's not your fault because we're the ones doing the voting, not you. And I just want to say thank you for all that you do.
Thank you.
And all of the candidates, I know most of them are very grateful for what you do and your organization does for veterans and everybody. And so anyway, it's unfortunate that the few, kind of rain on the parade a little bit, but.
And just to let you know, our endorsements are not for sale. You can't bribe. You can't throw money at it. Nothing. It is what it is. And I got to live with it. So our endorsements are not for sale. All those other groups out there, those are the groups that have their endorsements for sale. Those are the groups that automatically endorse incumbents because they feel they could get something out of them, but they don't tell everybody else not to show up. Those are the groups that automatically endorses people that have a lot of money because they want some of it. And those are the groups that always endorse people of influential value because they want to get something at the very end. The only thing we want to get at the end is for a better Nevada. How about that? What a concept. A better Nevada. No shit. All right. Justin, what's up, brother?
Sir, how are you, Steve?
So I want you to tell me about you.
Oh, well, just a regular old patriot out here doing patriot shit, trying to live my life, do my podcast and run my companies. And
What companies you got?
I got a CBD company called Sirius CBD.
Serious.
Sirius CBD, spelled like the constellation or like the radio station. So SIRIUS-CBD.com.
Right.
And I got a production company called Grandiose Delusions. That's who produces. I produce Cannabis and Combat.
I like you, man. I like you. I like your energy. I like the fact that you have gonads doing things that people think about doing, but don't actually go do it because they're scared. Right. I like that shit.
Well, I appreciate that. And I feel like as citizens, we got big shoes to fill with veterans. Like you guys go get shot at with real guns, with bullets and bombs and scary shit that we never have to deal with. Yeah. So I feel like it's the least I can do to go say mean words to a corrupt, treasonous rat bastard. Like this guy has deaths on his Steve Sisolak.
Oh, that guy.
That guy. This guy has deaths on his hands.
For full disclosure, Steve Sisolak was a friend of mine.
Was he really?
He's gonna leave now.
No, I got to hear about this because he said was. I'm like, what happened, bro?
He was a friend of mine. He was a friend of mine, and I had a lot of respect for him. Right. This was while he was regent, and then he went to county commission. And I could tell you a few things him and I worked on. We worked on the USO project for McCarran. We worked on putting this. There was a kid, 17-year-old, that was dying of cancer. He was way gone. He had like a few months to live. And all he wanted was his name in the marquee. And I went to, at that time, Commissioner Sisolak, and he got that done. We worked on a couple other projects. I would have to really think about it. But, and I asked him a year before he announced he was going to run for governor. I said to him, in passing, why don't you run for governor? I remember it was a Starbucks. We were at Starbucks on Rancho with Larry, the county commissioner, Larry, what's his name? The other county commissioner, I forget his name. Anyways, it was three of us at Starbucks. I'm like, why don't you run for governor? I think you could do it. Sure shit, he ran for governor, right? It's not my fault, folks.
I was gonna say, I'm like, bro, I'm like, everybody's gonna.
No, I'm just being, I'm being truthful.
Sure.
So he ran for governor. I mean, I went to dinner with this guy and lunches and had coffee and all that stuff.
Right.
He ran for governor, and while he was running for governor, going up against Chris June Giuliani, and I'm like, what's going on? Were you talking about taking our guns? He goes, oh, I'm just doing it because I'm running against a liberal, a real liberal. So I have to get through the primary. I'm like, oh, well, I know you're not going to take our guns, blah, 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 blah. And as soon as he became governor, crickets. Crickets. And the only thing if I wanted something, the only thing that I probably would want is to be on the Judicial Disciplinary Commission to go after the corrupt judges. That's the only thing I would actually want. I wouldn't want nothing else except for that.
Right.
Crickets. He doesn't return my calls. Steve, you don't return my calls. You don't return my phone. You don't return my email. You don't return nothing. Who the fuck are you? So
I mean, he's making friends and influencing people.
And then when I saw your video, I'm like, wow. Do you know how many people wanted to say exactly that?
I know.
What was going through your mind when you said that? When you approached him?
Can you tell the folks out here what happened?
Sure.
About the video, people who haven't seen the video.
Yeah, walk us into the video.
Yeah.
So God is hilarious because the odds of this happening, I'm sure, had to boggle the state police's mind. That a hardcore conspiracy theorist, gun-loving, Christian, Bible-thumping wild man's at dinner with his family. By the way, 4 generations of my family were there. My nephew, my father, and my grandfather were there. And so that's 4 generations of Andersches. And we're sitting there and we're hardcore patriots. We might not agree on everything, right, but when it comes to patriotism, it runs deep.
Right.
It runs deep.
Right.
And we're 75% of the way through the meal. And I look up from my chicken burrito, and I see what looks to be Steve Sisolak walking into the restaurant alone.
What restaurant was this?
We're at Summerlin, Lindo Michoacan. I think that's what it was. I said, is that Steve Sisolak? And I thought it out loud. And my girlfriend, she immediately looked over, saw him.
Was the blonde?
Yeah, she turned her phone on. She's going, shit, because she knows me. And immediately I grabbed my phone and I go, hey, Steve, is it Steve Sisolak? I want to make sure that I'm not just like making some weird guy like really uncomfortable. He looks like Steve Sisolak. He goes, yeah. And so I went over to him and had my camera out and I put my arm around him and I said, wow, it's really great to meet you and tell you what a real piece of blah, blah, blah you are. And let him know that I know that he is taking money from Soros in China. Let him know that I know about all the crimes he's involved with covering up Route 91 and the murder of 58 people and the missing $31.5 million.
Where's the weed money?
And where's the weed money? That's even separate from the $31.5 million from the victims' funds.
We want to know where that went.
Yeah, where's the dispensary monies, the taxes? While I'm berating this man with words I'm not going to repeat here, if you want to see the video, you can find it. I'm not proud of my language. I'm proud of what I did. If I could have wrote a speech for that moment, I would have, and there would have been no room for swear words. Mm-hmm. But when you see someone that you know, I report on this man. I've done reports on this guy. I do 5 days a week, 2 hours live, everyday news. Mm-hmm. I've done reports on all the governors in the United States that are taking money from the CCP, and that bastard's name is on that list. I've got the receipts. Not to mention his wife's deal with the PPP gear, right?
PPP.
The personal protective the gear. Yeah, she's got a company that sells it. Somehow they got the contracts with the state of Nevada. No bid, just here you go.
Wow.
Interesting, right? No big deal though. And that's a small crime. We're talking about 58 people were murdered. This guy not only covered up what really happened with Joe Lombardo and the FBI most likely, he stole $31.5 million.
And you know that Route 1 shooting, I think that put him on the catapult, so to speak, catapult him into the governorship because now everybody knows who he is because it was constantly ran. It was on national, it was on international TV. Right. It was on national TV.
You mean the Route 91? Or
91.
Route 91. Now they're trying to call it October 1.
So he had so much publicity from that. Same to you, Joe Lombardo, you too. So much publicity from that. That's why I think he ran for governor.
Well, did you know that the GoFundMe for his campaign somehow transformed into the Route 91 Victims Fund? Same GoFundMe page.
Really?
Same GoFundMe page that once, I got the receipts on this too. Once with Steve Sisolak's Campaigning for Governor Fund page, he changed the title to the Route 91 Victims Fund page. Same bank accounts,
Interesting.
same EIN, same socials, same back everything, just a different funny little title. No big deal. Then we got Lombardo up there being told things off camera. Remember that? Shh, don't touch that. Mr. Shh, don't touch that. His FBI buddy? Nah. Like, you guys killed 58 people. You're not going to get away with it.
You were mentioning off air that they weren't matching the ballistics from the weapon to the shelling inside the victim.
Yeah, so I'm not a cop. I'm not law enforcement, never have been. I'm not a lawyer, not a detective. So I asked my buddies. I've got people that are smart around me. A buddy of mine's a Delta Force sniper. I don't know if I'm supposed to call him a sniper or not, but he shoots people from a long way away.
Sniper.
In fact, he's got a nickname amongst the boys. His name's Dick Punch, because he likes to shoot bad guys' dicks off.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So people love him. Great guy. Love him. Shout out to the Patriot Party podcast and Dick Punch and V. Lynn. I asked him, I said, you were a cop once? He goes, yeah. I said, so am I just movie timing when I think that the bullets from victims get matched back to the barrel of the perpetrator's gun? He says, of course. So that's normal police work, right? Yeah. Looked it up. It is. And then when I had a chance to ask Stan Hite that in person, he said, oh, yeah, that's very strange they didn't do that. On top of the other things that he believes, there was multiple shooters. It's a cover up. He's in fear for his life to talk about it. You know, coward shit. You're running for sheriff. And look, if you work at 7-Eleven, I don't expect you to be down for the cause. Like, what are you going to fight for the register? No, you're running for sheriff. You're supposed to stand between us and the federal government when they come for our guns. You're the one that's supposed to put your guys out there in front of those small businesses and tell the police to fuck off. You better not touch any of these small businesses that don't want their businesses closed, or you're going to be arrested by the sheriffs that are posted there.
For example, like the Bundy standoff. But let's go back to Sisolak.
Sure.
So what was going on in your head?
I can't believe this guy's out here like that. Like, I felt like it was a personal attack on me for him to be doing what he's done to the people and not have security. I felt like that was a personal affront. You don't think we know what you've done. You think we're stupid. You think we're weak. You think that we don't know.
So he didn't think
you're taking our kindness and our respect for law for weakness.
So he didn't think anybody was going to approach him like how you did. Because if he thought that, he would have had security out
I would think so. I don't know what this man thinks. I can't get inside his head. I don't know. He takes money from China. It looks like he has inappropriate relationships with young women. Young women, apparently, allegedly, steals $31.5 million with Lombardo and Robertson. Like, I don't pretend to know what goes on inside this man's head other than he's a treasonous bastard.
So you put your name on the ballot for sheriff. And what happened with that?
Well, going into it, I know that the Nevada revised statutes.
And why sheriff out of all the seats that were up?
Because sheriff is the highest ranking law official in the land.
Okay.
He's the one that gets to investigate the governor. He's the one that gets to decide, nah, bitch, get him. Okay, so until we have that seat by a real patriot and a real constitutionalist, we got a problem. We got a big problem. All these secret society members and all these little fraternal orders, I'm over it. And I'm not afraid to call them out and say what it is. Everybody's sending me messages, they're going to kill you, they're going to kill you. I'm like, yeah, how many of our vets died today?
35. Suicide.
And I'm special. I'm just a citizen out here pointing at bad guys, and all of a sudden I'm the asshole. I'm not doing anything violent. I'm not doing anything illegal. I'm out here doing my job as a citizen journalist and podcaster, and I'm getting tons of support. You wouldn't believe the support I'm getting. But it's funny to watch the little piranha jump out of the water and try and take the bait, because it's like, I see who you are now. Like, we can see. We all know, no one's stupid at this table. We all have the internet. These people walk around and act like it's the emperor wears no clothes, right? He walked in there like the emperor wearing the story from the emperor wears no clothes. I'm wearing the finest threads. No, you're not. If I was not a law-abiding citizen, you have no idea what could happen to you here.
Right. We talk about Sisolak again.
Yeah.
The police came to speak with you, right?
No.
Oh, they didn't talk to you? Oh,
Not
I read that
once.
somewhere that they...
No, they
didn't call you?
They never gave me a phone call. They never stopped by my house. They never talked to any of my family members. They never sent so much as a friggin' email. All they did, they contacted my attorney, who since stole my retainer. My attorney turned against me when he found out I ran for sheriff. It got weird. Yeah, it got real weird.
Who's your attorney?
Craig Mueller. He was all cool with it. Took my money, went to Europe, and while he was in Europe, he wouldn't return my calls. He told me to lay low.
How much money did you give Mr.
10 grand.
Oh.
$10,000.
And what has he done for the 10 grand?
He said that he answered so many phone calls while he was in Europe that's gone. And I said, well, Craig, I need a receipt. I need, for my tax person, I don't do my own taxes, I wired you $10,000 from my business account. I'm going to need some type of paid receipt showing what you did for that money.
Why'd you pick Mueller?
I have a friend that is tight with Mr. Ahern that called me and said, hey, you might want to get ahead of this thing and get a criminal defense attorney. And I know a guy that'll take care of it for you. He'll do it pro bono. It's like, all right.
But you gave him 10 grand.
Well, no, he did the first part pro bono. And then he said, look, if they are going to come after you for misdemeanor, I'm going to have to represent you. And we're going to take Sisolak to the stand and we get to ask him all those about questions about what you levied against him. Because if he was going to go after me for the misdemeanor, Craig gets to put him on the stand and ask him about China. Ask him about all the accusations I made.
So that's why he dropped.
That's why he dropped and pretend like he's a good guy.
Yeah,
come on
right.
now. No. He dropped it because he didn't want to take the stand and be asked about the questions I asked him. So my lawyer thought it was done. It's good. He says, look, they could come after you. So you should give me a retainer and it'll be 10 grand. We won't use it. It'll be there in case they come after you. They got a year. All right.
So the money's in a trust.
Right to his account.
A trust account.
I guess. I don't know. Whatever account.
Or spent.
Yeah. Well, so this is before he found out I was running for sheriff. So while he's gone, not answering my calls, told me to lay low. I did. The day after he told me to stop laying low, he won't return my calls. And just so happens I decided to run for sheriff while he's spending my money in Europe. Thought he had me under control. And I sent him a text. Hey, Craig, just so you know, hope you're having a good time. I'm calling all the secret society members out and I'm running for sheriff. See you when you get home. Mm-hmm. And when he got home, he was not very happy. He decided my retainer is gone. How dare you? He thought he could tell me just to fade off into the sunset. And if you just lay low for a year, Sisolak will leave you alone. I don't care, a misdemeanor. Get me. What $1,000 fine? What are you going to do?
So
now I got to go to the bar.
You put your name on the ballot for sheriff. Are you still a candidate for sheriff?
I am still a candidate for sheriff.
But it says removed or something when you go in the elections department.
So you will unfortunately have to write my name in on the ballot. You can just scribble everybody else's name out, write my name in. What has happened now is we have
You can't do that with these automatic computer machines they got going on.
I guess we just won't vote then. It makes it easier to recall whoever gets the job.
Did they tell you why they disqualified you?
Sure did.
Why?
They took the bait. So what they're citing,
bait?
the bait of why I ran in the first place. Let's start a discussion.
Okay. Why'd you run?
The NRSs are not valid under state constitution, especially the one about the sheriff having to have 5 years experience. Nobody voted on that. Who remembers voting on that?
I didn't vote on that.
Yeah, bunch of people up in fucking Reno, wherever they do this little bullshit, the legislator at. Bunch of group little people decided they got to make it really hard for the top cop job to go to a normal Joe. Someone that doesn't care. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't threaten me. What are you going to do? Kill me? Like, you know I'm going to die one day anyway, right? That's an empty threat, especially to a Christian. So, like, they can't control people like me. That's why they have to have people like Stan Hite that are a member of the Fraternal Order of Police that lie through their teeth. They got to have people like Lombardo. They got to have all these inside guys. And once people realize that even our guy, Stan Hite, is in on it, now we've won. Now we can stop. Now we can start talking. Because it's transparency or nothing. You remember the Fraternal Order of Police? You guys want to know what that oath says? Have you looked it up?
I saw it on your Facebook
In fact, I got a
page.
sticker Fraternal Order of Police on my windshield.
Yeah. Have you read the oath?
Some of it.
Yeah. Do you think that's a conflict of interest to an oath of office?
A little bit.
A little bit. It says, these secrets we shall not divulge. We shall put our brothers above all else. Like, what are the secrets then? Are you in the FOP?
No.
See, the FOP got secrets. I don't want my sheriff to be members of a secret fraternity that has secrets and their brotherhood comes above all else. That's a major conflict of interest to me, regardless of creed, color, or religion. It doesn't matter. That's a problem.
So are you going to challenge them for taking you off the ballot for sheriff?
Operation Blueberry Duck Farts is in effect. Operation Blueberry Duck Farts is in effect.
What is... You know we got therapists here in this building, right?
Oh, well, they're accusing us always of having dog whistles, so we gave them a dog whistle. What's it mean? They'll have to figure it out. Yeah, this is not politics as usual. We out here. Like, we're the news now. Like, you think that I didn't know about the 5-year little bullshit rule they've got? Everybody looks at things like it's checkers. It's not.
So you knew about the criteria for sheriff.
Of course.
And you still put your name in the ballot.
Of course. That's why I didn't take any donations.
So you how much did you donate to the Electoral department? Was it $100 or something?
The minimum was $100 I had to do to sign up. And I paid it out of my pocket. I've received and taken $0 donation because going into it, if I know they're going to pull my name from the ballot and I'm going to have to fight it out with them in federal court, then I probably shouldn't be taking money because they could probably say that was fraud. So I don't need money. I make my own videos. Get ready for some campaign blockbusters, guys. Everybody is in my sights. Everybody's fucked. I make my own videos. It takes no money. It takes no money. It's all my own time.
Glad I'm not running.
I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun. Politics is not going to be the same as usual. And I think for the people of Nevada and the people of Clark County and the people of the world now, because I have an international audience, I think that they're going to be able to take a lot from this and be like, hey, Justin's half an idiot and he's out there doing stuff. I can go do something too. I mean, why did 3 guys and 6,000 sheriff department employees decide to run for sheriff? Why 3? Why 3? Really? 3 guys raised their hand for the top cop job. Either we got a controlled opposition situation where everybody's scared and bred down and not going to say nothing, or we got a bunch of pussy boys, and I'm confused which it is. How many cops out there don't you want the top job? Why not? Or is there a bigger problem there that we're not talking about?
They're scared.
Yeah, they're scared of the things I'm talking about. Scared of getting killed. Scared of having their fucking career ruined. Scared of having their family bumped off. Scared of ended up like the rest of the Route 91 witnesses that were mysteriously killed or injured, or mysteriously killed or died. But
who do you think is running all this? Because there's got to be somebody that's running it.
Fuck, man, ain't that the
Because everybody else seems like a puppet to me.
I don't know, man. I'm over here. I feel like a monkey pointing at a spaceship trying to figure it out. How many bananas does it take? I don't know. I know that what we're dealing with is old. Like what we're dealing with goes back to the Brotherhood of the Snake.
But you're not the only one they took off the sheriff's list. There was two other,
like 3 other guys. Yeah. The Nevada revised statutes that they're using are in direct conflict with the state constitution. So that needs to be heard out in court. Whether or not that's a fair result, because we know how the courts are, I don't know. But I figure we'll start a discussion. And if me running starts a discussion about 58 people being murdered and $31.5 million going missing, and I'm going to keep harping on this, then for $100 and some time out of my day, I feel like it's a job well done. Whether or not, like, I don't want the fucking job. Trust me, I don't want to be sheriff. I have better things to do. I do not want that job. But just like shoveling the driveway.
I would take that job, though.
Well, yeah, you would take it. If it needs to be done, you'll do it.
Yeah.
Right?
I'll do it. Look, I would do it for free of charge, too.
Absolutely. Donate my paychecks. I don't care.
As long as I have the power, I don't need the money.
Right, because you know justice will be served.
Exactly.
Right? And that's what it's about. I don't want the job, but if it needs to get done, I'll take it. And that's what I was so disappointed when I met Stan. I wanted him to be the guy so I could campaign against everybody else the whole time, and then at the very end be like, oh, by the way, I support Stan Hite, and basically help his campaign win. And when I heard him tell me he's afraid to die and not going to push the Route 91 thing right away, I'm like, okay, this ain't our guy. Like, how dare you? How fucking dare you?
So we got 3 people running for sheriff, right?
Stan Hite, McMahill, and Robertson.
Which one would you pick?
None of them.
If you have to pick one.
None of them. I wouldn't
pick one. If you have to pick one.
I wouldn't.
If you had to pick one.
I wouldn't.
Gun to your head, you got to pick one.
Kill me.
That? Yeah?
Yeah, because if he's afraid to die, he can be controlled.
It's true.
You know this.
That's true.
You guys do this shit on a daily. You soldiers, people going into battle, you've done this shit. For him to say, I'm not going to do what's right because I don't want to die, to me that's as bad as what Steve Sisolak has done on a ethos level, because Sisolak's a rat bastard piece of shit. I expect that out of him. Stan Hite says he's a patriot. Stan Hite says he's a stand-up guy. Stan Hite says he's all about the Constitution. But Stan Hite also doesn't want to die to get to the bottom of the murder of 58 people. So I can't vote for any of them. You'd have to put a bullet in my head. Fuck them all.
Why wouldn't you vote for Roberts?
Because he was the one that has something to do with the $31.5 million as well. He was working with Lombardo on that, apparently. And McMahill, in 95, he was busted for making some women show him their vagina, apparently, while he was gunned up in a badge, in uniform, and then made her eat crack cocaine. IA looked into it and said, fire this guy, and he never was fired. These are our choices? I'm not voting. No, I'm not voting. In fact, I'm already sheriff, and I don't recognize their power at all. Because these are our guys. This guy's responsible. He's had something to do with $31.5 million missing. All right, there's Robertson for you. McMahill practically raped a chick and made her eat crack. And then we got Stan Hite, who can't tell the truth if his life depended on it, which he's afraid to lose to do the right thing. So I'm sheriff. Fuck them. This is ridiculous. I'm sheriff.
Okay.
I'm going to do petitions. I'm going to do whatever we need to, because the louder I get, the more people are going to look at what I'm saying. And although I might be brash, although I might be rude, although I might be uncouth, although I might be gauche, all these things, is what I'm saying factual or not? People love to attack the messenger. What does the message say? Put it out on a piece of paper, write it down, fact check it. Am I wrong? Sue me. Let's talk about it. Because truth is a liable defamation, is a liable defense. If someone sues you for libel or defamation, truth is a legal defense. I'm telling the truth here. That's why no one can sue me for shit. They just hope I go away, like my lawyer did. He thought it was done, went to Europe. Done, I got this kid under wraps. He's gonna chill, do what I say. Hey, by the way, I'm running for sheriff. I bet he dropped his beer.
So who would you pick for governor?
Man, at this point, now again, I haven't done all my research, but at this point, it's Joy Gilbert. I have had a chance to sit down with Joy Gilbert. I asked him flat out, are you a Freemason? He said, no. And for me, that's like a big win already. All right, well, the guy ain't a Freemason, so we got a big win right there. He's a fighter, I like that. I have seen somebody sent something to me about he was pro-immigration on something with his law firm. I don't know. We're never going to agree with everybody 100% on everything, and that's fine. As long as it's not like a corruption thing or a character flaw that could get somebody killed or a community corrupted. You know, like the sheriff being afraid to die. Could you imagine?
The sheriff is not supposed to be afraid to die.
That's what I thought. Just a regular old citizen here. Like, I've been ready to die with just a paycheck before, because I got paid in cash. And if I don't get home with this money, rent ain't getting paid. So if someone tries to take this check from me today, like, I might as well die. So I've been ready to die over little things. We're talking about 58 people murdered. And this guy is afraid to die over it. Well, that's not a sheriff, if you ask me.
Joey was the only candidate that I've heard of that will investigate and do an audit on that GoFundMe. He said that, and so has Segal Chada if she gets
I like
elected.
Joey.
Both of them.
I like Joey. Like, I don't know him personally. We're not pals. Everything I've seen from him, he even backed me up with the Sisolak thing. But everything I've seen from Joey lines up with who he says he is. So I would definitely, like, unless something crazy bombshell comes out where he's Soros backed or something, which I don't think is the case, I would vote for Joy Gilbert.
Okay. Stephanie?
I want to know why you open carry instead of concealed carry.
Very good question. Because in the state of Nevada, I've been through the concealed carry courses. I've had my concealed carry permit in other states. In the state of Nevada, they have a very problematic question on there, which is to do with marijuana. And the concealed carry affidavit you sign for your application, it asks you if you use drugs, including marijuana. I'm not going to lie on that form, because God forbid I ever have to use my concealed weapon and they find THC in my system. Now, I lied to get the weapon and you get where I'm going with this. It's a very problematic paper trail to leave. So I sat through the course with my dad. We had a good time all day, laughed with the instructor. I learned some shit, but I didn't end up filing the paperwork because I'm not going to lie on a government form.
They need to take that off the form, because alcohol is worse.
I know.
Worse. Have you ever seen somebody come out of a bar drinking and get into a fight?
Of course.
Okay. Have you ever seen somebody smoking some weed and get into a fight?
Unless it's a planned UFC fight and it's Nate Diaz, no. No, it's a rare thing.
So alcohol is a lot worse. They need to take that off the application.
I think so too. I disagree with it. At the same time, I know how courts work. They'd hang me out to dry on that. You said you right here says you don't use drugs. We've got you on video every day smoking pot on your show. There it is. All right, like, I'm in trouble saying. Plus, unless you're Tim Kennedy and Al-Qaeda's after you, in my opinion, open carrying is a more powerful deterrent than concealed carry. If someone's going to mess with my big ass and they can see I've got a gun, I know I've got a problem. Whereas if they just think I'm a big softy and they don't see the gun, they might think they could take my fanny pack, don't know I've got a gun. Now I have to give them more information, and to do that, I have to brandish or draw down on them. Either one, unless you're letting shots go, you're in trouble. So now I feel bad because this guy thought it was an easy mark. I'm going to have to shoot him now or let him take my gun as soon as he pats me down and figures out I got a gun. Like, for me, a concealed carry is not ideal. I open carry, let everybody know that it's going to be a problem if you want a problem.
I say the same thing about my house because I got walls, I got cameras, I got motion lights, I got dogs, I got steel security
You're
doors.
protecting people. You're
so
trying.
if somebody gets into my house, they're not there to rob me.
Yeah, right.
They're there to kill me.
Right.
So I'm going to take it as that.
But look how protective you were. You did everything to keep them out you could before they got into the lion's den.
Yeah.
So it's not your fault once
So
they
they
get
come in, it's on them.
They decided
They're not going to leave the same way they came in, that's for sure.
They're going to be coming out horizontal and cold, I bet.
Mm-hmm.
As they should. That's a man's
Probably
castle.
going to wait to call the cops.
Yeah, no, they're busy. They busy. Hold on.
We're still bleeding out.
Hold on. No, he still got some life left in him. We're calling about an hour. How them knees feeling? That's fucked up.
So all these governors that with this mask mandates and all this stuff that we've gone through with COVID and shutting businesses, and the cops would go around to the businesses and all this. So if you were sheriff and you were supposed to be enforcing these mandates and all this stuff, how would you have handled all of that?
Well, I'm going to go back and look at who said the unconstitutional, illegal edict, and I'm going to go arrest him. I'm going to make an example of him.
Because mandates aren't laws.
Mandates aren't. What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
I'm the last straw. Sheriff, it's up to me to say something's either null and void or goes. And what you're saying is null and void because it's not only against the state constitution, against the actual Constitution of the United States of America. So what you're doing here is criminal, and I'm going to arrest you, and you're going to have to talk to a judge about this. And I'll be there at your court date, Governor. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing you can do to these people. They think they're untouchable, and I'm trying to save their lives. I'm trying to say, look, if we don't get real people in and we don't get real justice, there's going to be anarchy. Because it's coming. Once people no longer respect the rule of law, which is coming very, very soon, people hold court on the streets. And they're getting let out. They're getting let out. Murderers are being let out every day. Okay, California, even some apparently here with Joe Lombardo, and he's got some sanctuary city stuff going on I've heard of, I'm unaware of.
Really?
Yeah. There was a 200 pounds of cocaine bust. Did you hear about this?
No.
Here in Las Vegas. 200 pounds of cocaine was found in a fruit truck with two Mexican gentlemen. I only know they're Mexican by their last names. Could have been Salvadorian. They don't print pictures anymore unless they're white people. So we don't know who these people are. But two men were arrested with Spanish-sounding names with 200 pounds of cocaine on them. Just to give you a reference, in millions of dollars, I don't know, $50, $100 million worth of cocaine.
An ounce costs a few hundred.
An ounce is $1,000.
Yeah.
There's 16 ounces in a pound. That's 1,600 ounces in a 100 pound. That's 3,200 ounces in 200 pounds times 1,000. That's, I don't know, street value, millions, wholesale, hundreds of thousands. Mm-hmm. $5,000 bail. See you later, guys.
Wow.
Wait a minute. I know how much trouble people get in for just an ounce of cocaine. I know, because I'm in the weed world back when it was illegal, to where you see these things, right? Some guys deal weed when it was back in real illegal. Some guys were dealing with cocaine. You get in big trouble for cocaine. Big trouble.
I know.
You talking about 200 pounds? Well, there's a cartel link here then, because they should have been knocked up, throw away the key. Where'd that come from? Where's it going? What's going on? Not a $5,000 bail. Get the fuck out of here. Slap on the ass.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, it's a $50,000 bail for DV.
Yeah. Right. That's for roughing your wife up, which is bad. Mm-hmm. I'm of the opinion that 200 pounds of cocaine on the streets is more dangerous than the guy that roughed his wife up to the community right now, today. Mm-hmm. Or at least on even par.
Because that 200 pounds of cocaine could make a lot of DV happen.
And how much fentanyl's in it? What if that was a hot truckload and they let it go?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, what? This is terrifying to me.
So if you're not the sheriff and they keep you from running and all of this, what other office would you run for?
All of them. I'm running for everything, man. Fuck these people. They think all of them have their little fiefdoms, and they expect. Do you know that when I ran for sheriff, when I signed the paper, all these papers are putting out in front of me, right? Boom, sign this, and I'm reading them, signing them. This one, the guy hesitates a little bit, and he goes, "Now this one is optional," and kind of like hummed and hawed. I'm like, "What is this?"
So that's the one. You'll be a good person. I don't sign that.
You know about this.
I don't sign that.
You know about this
because I don't know what's going to happen.
Well, thank you, good man, because this is what we need to talk about. Normal people don't know. Do you know about this? Okay, so there's a form they're going to ask you to sign that means you will not defame, you won't slander, you won't be mean, you won't say hurtful things about your competition. We'll keep this all above board, and everybody's going to play their part, right? They think you're idiots, and no, the people out there are not idiots. They're just busy trying to feed their family, not knowing.
People will sign it just because they're first timer and that's what they want to do. They want to do the right thing, but they don't know once they get into it, the right thing is not to sign that.
That's the first step, is to go along to get along, right? Yeah. Politics as usual. As long as I'm not breaking the law, that's all you can ask from me. Like, I'm not going to break the law. That's what I can promise you.
Yeah.
And other than that, like, if making Stan Hyatt or Steve Sisolak or Robertson or McMahill, making them uncomfortable, good. I'm glad. I hope I hurt their feelings. Like,
anything else with Justin?
I think we covered it sufficiently.
Thank you for having me.
So Justin, I need you to look at. Thanks for coming on the program. By the way,
thank you, sir.
I need you to look in the camera and say whatever.
Okay.
And any point of contact you want to give. Okay. And tell them about your podcast as well.
Sure. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. I'm Justin Andersch with Cannabis in Combat. You can find me on Rumble, Roku. You can also find me on Pilled, The Foxhole. I'll just type in Cannabis in Combat and any of these things. Yes, even your Roku, Cannabis in Combat. Type it all the way out, though, because if you don't put all the letters, they're going to shadow ban me. So find me on Instagram at Cannabis in Combat 5. Been banned 5 times there. Not on YouTube anymore. But for everything else, cannabisinCombat.com. Again, today's conspiracy theories is tomorrow's news.
All right. Folks, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Folks, that's Justin Andersch.
Andersch. Perfect.
Andersch.
Thank you.
It's a German name, by the way. And he was talking about the sheriff's race, and he was talking about accosted Sisolak.
Making friends.
Accosting Governor Steve Sisolak, and so much more. I hope that you got some type of information from this show. This is Steve Sanson and Stephanie Phillips of Veterans in Politics. Until next time.